First at 5:30, emotions ran high in court today after a judge handed down a life sentence to a Central Falls man.
33-year-old Michael Patino was convicted of second-degree murder for the death of his then-girlfriend's 6-year-old son, Marco Nieves, back in 2009. Prosecutors say Patino punched the boy so hard he died from his injuries. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright was in the courtroom when the judge made her ruling. She joins us now live from the newsroom with more.
The judge had little sympathy for the defendant, only sympathy for the 6-year-old boy he's accused of killing. Several of the victim's family members cried in court as the judge described the horrific abuse.
I hereby sentence the defendant to life at the adult correctional institutions.
No reaction from 33-year-old Michael Patino on the judge's decision to put him behind bars for life. The Rhode Island Attorney General calls the sentence appropriate.
The defendant, 6 years ago, had a very cold, callous, and brutal day, and today he was held accountable for it.
Back in April, Patino was convicted of murdering Marco Nieves, the 6-year-old son of his then-girlfriend Trisha Oliver. The beating happened at the Riverbend Apartments in Cranston.
It appears that the beating likely occurred after defendant ordered the boy to go outside in the rain and help his mother, Trisha Oliver, bring packages into the house. She had returned from shopping. Perhaps the youngster resisted and the defendant beat him.
Beat him so badly it ruptured the boy's intestine.
What kind of man beats a little boy?
The judge's disgust with the defendant was clear as she recounted Marcos's painful death. Several times in court, Marcos's mom broke down in tears. Outside court, the victim's family, overwhelmed with emotion, did not want to comment. Marcos's mother saying simply, "The sentence changes nothing. Her son will never come back." As Patino was let out in handcuffs, he and Marcos's mom got into a tense argument that officers had to break up. Coming up at 6:30 over on Fox Providence, more on Patino's statement to the court and why the judge says her jaw dropped when she heard it. Live in the newsroom, Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.
It's our first big story. A convicted child killer behind bars tonight after being sentenced to life in prison. 33-year-old Michael Patino was convicted of second-degree murder in the death of his then-girlfriend's 6-year-old son, Marco Nieves, back in 2009. New at 6:30, why the judge says her jaw dropped when she heard Patino's statement to the court at his sentencing today. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright is in the newsroom now with those details.
Before Michael Patino was sentenced to life in prison, he gave a statement through his attorney about how much he loved the boy he's accused of killing, a statement the judge ripped apart. 33-year-old Michael Patino is accused of beating 6-year-old Marco Nieves so badly it ruptured the boy's intestine. It happened at Patino's then-girlfriend's home, the Riverbend Apartments in Cranston, back in 2009. He later sent text messages to the boy's mother admitting to the crime and criticizing the boy for not being able to recover from his injuries. But in a statement at his sentencing today, he says he had nothing but fondness for the child.
We were like father and son. Marco was like family. I considered him my son. I had thought about the possibility of adopting him. I truly regret using such derogatory language towards Marco in those text messages.
The judge didn't buy it.
My jaw remains dropped. I just heard defendant's words read by his attorney, and not once did he apologize for beating him to death.
It's unfathomable to me. I think we all sat jaw dropped.
The judge says Patino's lack of remorse is one reason she sentenced him to life. Marcos's aunt told the court the young boy's death is devastating.
Not only did you kill Marco, but you also killed a part of each and every one of us.
Critical to Patino's conviction, incriminating text messages he sent the boy's mother, like this one where he says, "I told you, I went to punch him on his back again, and he moved, and I hit him on his stomach." Against the wishes of the defense, the judge allowed the text to be used as evidence in the trial. The judge says she hopes Patino's punishment deters others from abusing children. In the newsroom, Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.